Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Lenox's Chicago Med best moment thus far pays homage to Sarah Ramos' most popular role. Chicago Med newcomer Caitlin Lenox, Sarah Ramos, had an emotional moment in Season 10, Episode 5, that paid homage to Ramos' best-known role. Ramos joined the Chicago Med Season 10 cast as a new attending who is not popular with the staff, because she wants to reform hospital procedures to make them more effective and save costs. She has often butted heads with other doctors, though she has a good working relationship with Hannah, Jessie Schramm. During Chicago Med Season 10, Episode 5, the staff was surprised by Lenox's softer side while she was working with a patient in distress. This moment demonstrated that there was more to the character that replaced Chicago Med's Crockett Marcel than her bureaucratic approach to hospital policies suggested. Although Lenox declined to discuss the incident after it was over, it changed the staff's opinion of her. This plot point also had a connection to one of Ramos' past roles. One of the major stories in Chicago Med Season 10, Episode 5 involved a pregnant woman who had an autistic son. Lenox hadn't wanted Hannah to admit this woman to the prenatal clinic because it was Halloween and the ED was short-staffed, so nobody expected Lenox to have a positive reaction when the woman's son wandered off during a consultation and had a meltdown in the middle of the hospital. However, when she happened to pass the area and saw Maggie struggling to get the boy to calm down and go with her, Lenox offered to step in. Lenox seemed to intuitively understand what was going on. She lay down next to the screaming child and spoke softly to him about how scary it must be for him to be in this huge, noisy hospital, and told him he could stay on the floor as long as he wanted. Her approach not only worked but impressed the boy's mother so much that she asked the other doctors to thank Lenox for her. However, Lenox seemed embarrassed by the praise and made a quick exit when Hannah relayed this message. Although Ramos has had several roles since Parenthood ended, she is best known for her role as Hattie Braverman, whose brother Max was autistic. Thus, having Lenox be the only one who could get through to an autistic child during a meltdown was a nod to Ramos' previous role, especially since the incident suggested that Lenox might have an autistic sibling as well. Although her role in Chicago Med is very different from her role in Parenthood, this story served both as an acknowledgement of the previous role and an Easter egg for that part of the audience who is aware of it. Chicago Med continued to prove that it is one of the best One Chicago shows with its demonstration that there is far more to Lenox's character than her insistence on reforms that most of the staff is resistant to. Her interactions with an autistic child demonstrated her softer side while also paying homage to one of her first roles, making for an emotional story that leaves the audience curious about what Lenox's backstory is and why she doesn't want people to know about her ability to connect to autistic children. Since her introduction, Dr. Lauren Lenox has brought a unique energy to Chicago Med, a tenacious psychiatrist with a sharp wit and an undercurrent of vulnerability. Lenox has quickly become a fan favorite, but in Season 10, Episode 8, the show delivered a standout moment that not only cemented Lenox's place in the One Chicago universe, but also subtly paid homage to Sarah Ramos' most iconic role, Hattie Braverman on Parenthood. The scene in question takes place in a quiet, emotionally charged sequence in the hospital's psych ward. A young patient, Olivia, is admitted after a manic episode linked to undiagnosed bipolar disorder. While the rest of the team views the situation clinically, Lenox sees a younger version of herself in Olivia, a young woman fighting for control, misunderstood and unheard. As Lenox sits with Olivia during a moment of distress, what unfolds is more than just therapeutic. It's a mirror of a legacy, one Ramos carried years ago on Parenthood, portraying the fiercely intelligent yet emotionally raw Hattie. In Parenthood, Hattie's most poignant arc was her confrontation with adulthood during her freshman year of college. Her bravery in standing by her friend who was battling addiction, and later her powerful coming-out scene, showcased Ramos' uncanny ability to portray emotional complexity without theatrics. Chicago Med's writers tapped into that same strength for Lenox, when Lenox shares her personal struggles with Olivia, revealing that she too was once hospitalized after a breakdown in college. It's a whisper of Hattie's story reborn. The camera lingers on Ramos' face, her expression a blend of compassion and carefully restrained pain. It's not just Lenox speaking, it's Hattie all grown up, in a white coat, reaching back to save someone else. The homage is not overt, there are no name drops or winks to parenthood, but the parallels are rich. Lenox's calm, steady tone echoes Hattie's mature demeanor and tense family moments. Her wardrobe, muted tones, practical but youthful, feels like an evolved version of Hattie's college-era style. And most notably, the dynamic between Lenox and Olivia recalls the layered connection Hattie once had with her cousin Amber, a fusion of empathy, frustration, and unshakable loyalty. The emotional climax of the scene arrives when Olivia, in a fit of panic, lashes out, convinced no one understands her. Lenox doesn't flinch. She crouches down, looks her in the eye, and quietly says, "I do. You're not broken. You're just trying to carry the weight of everything, and it's too much." It's a line that could have come straight from Parenthood's Braverman living room. It's gentle, it's devastating, and it's pure Sarah Ramos. This moment isn't just a tribute to a beloved role, it's a reclamation. Parenthood left fans longing to see what became of Hattie, a character who disappeared from the show's final seasons with little explanation. Chicago Med gives us that answer in spirit. Hattie might have become Dr. Lenox, a woman who took the emotional chaos of her youth and channeled it into helping others. A woman who still carries scars, but has learned to show them with pride. Behind the scenes, this metacasting may have been intentional. Chicago Med has a long history of weaving subtle nods to its stars' pasts into character arcs, from Nick Gelfus' early shameless references to Yaya DaCosta's modeling nods. With Ramos, the showrunners seem to have crafted something deeper, a thematic continuum. Viewers who followed her from NBC's Parenthood to Chicago Med get the rare treat of watching an actor evolve in real time, their former and current selves colliding in beautiful, unscripted ways. Critics have lauded the scene as one of Season 10's most emotionally resonant moments. Social media exploded with fans drawing connections to Hattie, some even creating side-by-side edits of her scenes from Parenthood and the now viral Lenox moment. Ramos herself took to Instagram afterward, posting a simple caption with a still from the episode, "For the ones still learning how to carry the weight." It's not lost on longtime viewers that Ramos has always had a knack for playing characters who walk the line between strength and fragility. In Parenthood, she gave voice to a generation of teens, balancing ambition with emotional turmoil. On Chicago Med, she offers a grown-up echo of that same journey, one where vulnerability becomes a tool, not a weakness. There's also something refreshing about seeing the character like Lenox in the landscape of medical dramas. She's not overly stoic or clinical, she's warm, expressive, and flawed. She brings a human touch to psychiatry, often bending the rules in favor of compassion. In many ways, her character is what viewers wished they'd seen more of in Hattie's later years. A woman coming into her own with clarity, conviction, and just enough messiness to be real. Looking ahead, fans are hoping for more moments that dive into Lenox's backstory. What led her to psychiatry? Did her own past encounters with mental health shape her path? Was there a family that rallied behind her, Braverman style, or did she have to become her own support system? If Chicago Med is smart, and it often is when it comes to character work, they'll continue mining this rich terrain. Ramos has proven she can carry emotional arcs with grace and authenticity. In a show filled with life-or-death stakes, hospital politics, and high-speed drama, it's these quiet, character-driven moments that leave the biggest impression. Dr. Lauren Lennox's best moment didn't involve a daring diagnosis or a dramatic confrontation. It was a simple conversation, a bridge between past and present, fiction and legacy. And for fans of Sarah Ramos, it was a gift, a glimpse of Hattie Braverman, all grown up and still changing lives.